Good day, everyone. Are you still listening? All right, thank you. Before anything else, I just want to introduce myself. I am Giselle Puyo, one of your teacher for today's session. So we are now done with the variety of assessment methods, tools, and tasks. Now, where we dive into portfolio. Portfolio as student is essentially a purposeful collection of a student's documented performances. Imagine it is a personalized showcase that tells the story of a student's achievements and growth over time. This collection can take various forms, such as videos of dance performances, recordings, or even photos capturing different aspects of their works. The key here is that what goes into portfolios is tailored to the type of purpose and portfolios aim to serve. Whether it's a complementation of tangible products, recorded performances, or photogenic evidence of accomplishment, the portfolios becomes a dynamic presentation of the student's capabilities and process. So now let's explore the different types of portfolios. So first, working portfolio. A working portfolio serves as a dynamic collection encompassing both ongoing project and completed samples of work. It's like a snapshot of the creative process, showcasing evaluation and experimentation. The second one is about growth development portfolio. This type of portfolio as a visual timeline, revealing an individualized development and growth over time. It is a compiling showcase of progress from initial efforts to refined outcomes. So the third one, display, showcase, or best works portfolio. So display focuses on presenting the students' absolute best work, highlighting their achievements. The best work, students not only exhibit their finished creation but also delve into interpreting the significance behind each masterpiece. The showcase offers a comprehensive view of a student's highest level of achievements, providing a holistic presentation of their capabilities. And lastly, assessment or evaluation portfolio. This portfolio is meticulous documentation of a student's learning journey, aligning with standards and competences for students' learning journey. Um, Aligning with standards and competences set for each grade level. It serves as a tangible record of academic progress and achievement. Let's delve into the concept of scoring rubrics. Scoring rubrics is a coherent set of criteria for student work that includes description levels of performance quality on the criteria. So a scoring rubric is essential a well organized set of criteria for assessing students' work. This includes detailed descriptions of different levels of performance quality on those criteria. So the primary purpose of using rubrics is to assess both the processes and products of students' performance. So the purpose of evaluating is an easy test. A student's product in a science project or their performance in hip hop dancing. Scoring rubrics provides a systematic way to gauge and understand the quality of work. So they serve as a valuable tool for assessing performance in various domains, offering a structured approach to evaluation. Considering a scenario where a student's performance is being assessed, be it in a written form like an essay test, a tangible products from a science project, or a dynamic presentation such as a hip hop dancing. In each case, scoring rubrics become indispensable for ensuring a reliable and consistent evaluation of these diverse products and performances. Breaking down the structure of scoring rubrics, they consist of two major components. Coherent down the structure of scoring rubrics, so they consist of two major components. So first, coherent sets of criteria. So these are the specific standards or expectations against which this student works is being evaluated. So they provide clarity on what is being assessed. So the second one, description of levels of performance. So this part, it is elaborates on these different levels of achievements for students' criterion. It creates a spectrum ranging from lower to higher performance levels, offering a nuanced understanding of the quality of work. Now let's explore the two types of rubrics. So first, holistic rubrics. So in holistic rubrics, um, all the criteria dimension or traits are evaluated simultaneously. So it provides a comprehensive and overall view of the student's performance. So and this type is particularly useful for summative assessment, where the goal is to assess the overall achievement or proficiency in a task or project. Example, imagine assessing a student's essay using a holistic rubric. Instead of breaking down the essay into specific components, you will evaluate the essay as a whole, considering how well it meets the overall criteria for excellence. The second one is analytic rubric. So, in contrast, an analytic rubric breaks down each part of the criterion or dimension separately. So, it provided detailed analysis of different aspects of performance. So, analytic rubrics are well suited for formative assessment, allowing educators to provide a specific feedback on individual elements of a task. Like for example, if you are using a analytic rubric to assessing a student presentation skills, you might evaluate different aspects such as content, evaluation, the delivery, and visual aids separately. So this offers a more granular understanding of the strengths and weaknesses in each area. So, holistic rubrics, it is an ideal summative assessment where the focus is on overall performance. In simplifies grading for tasks with well-defined criteria. So, analytic rubrics is the effective formative assessment providing detailed feedback for improvement. So, they are also adaptable to summative assessment when a more nouns evaluation is needed. Now we're going to explore two types of rubrics, holistic and analytic, that can help us assess creativity. So creativity is a wonderful aspect of evaluate, especially when it comes to the depth and quality of ideas, variety of sources, organization, and originality of contributions. So first, let's look at the holistic rubric. So it categorizes creativity into four levels. Very creative, ordinary, routine, and imitative. So in the very creative category, we're looking for ideas that represent a starting variety of important concepts from different contexts. The created product should show a wide-ranging variety of sources, and the combinations of ideas should be both original and surprising. The final product should be interesting, new, and helpful to making an original contribution. Now, moving down to creative, we still want ideas from different contexts, drawing on various sources. The combination of ideas should be original and contribute to its intended purpose, like solving a problem or addressing an issue. So now, as we go down these skills, we get to ordinary, routine, and finally imitative. So these levels represent this decreasing levels of creativity, with ideas becoming more routine or imitating existing resources. Now let's switch gears and look at the analytic rubric. So this break down creativity into specific components. So first, we have here a depth and quality of ideas. The second one, variety of sources. The third one, organization and combination of ideas. And the lastly, originality of contribution. So each of these components gets its own evaluation. So for instance, in depth on quality of ideas, we assess if the ideas represent a startling variety of important concepts. So in variety of sources, we considered if the product grounds on diverse sources. So organization and contribution of ideas looks at how well the ideas are combined, and originally of contribution evaluates the uniqueness and contribution of the final product. The analytic rubric give us a more nuanced understanding of where creativity shines and where it may need improvement. So, for example, let's look at the example from Tacloban City. It falls under the imitative category, indicating that ideas are copied or restated from sources, and the creative product doesn't serve its intended purpose. So it is lacking both originality and functionality. So it is a reminder that true creativity goes beyond imitations, involves original, and serves a purpose. Any question of these creativity rubrics? No? So it makes sense. I can see how this will help us evaluate creativity more effectively. So, class, remember, these rubrics are tools to guide us in recognize and encouraging creativity. So, if you ever need further clarification, feel free to ask me. So now we're diving into the concept of reliability, specifically in the context of assessment. So now when we talk about reliability, we're essentially talking about consistency. So imagine you have a skills, and every time you step on it, it gives you a slightly different weight. That wouldn't be very reliable, right? Right. So, similarly, in the realm of assessments, we want them to be reliable, meaning they consistently measure what they supposed to measure. In this case, our focus is on test result or assessment outcomes. So, how do we know if a test is reliable? So, a reliable test is one that, when given to the same group of students on two different produces practically the same score. So, think of it like taking your weight on that scale multiple times and getting almost identically readings. So now let's delve into a brief discussion on the three types of reliability evidence mentioned by Popham. So first, internal consistency. So internal consistency is a crucial aspect of reliability, focusing on the coherence of assessment instrument items. So this type of reliability examines how consistently different items on the same test measure a particularly construct. So for example, if a test is designed to assess mathematical skills, internal consistency consistency would ensure that all the math-related questions on the test are measured the same underlying skill. The second one is stability test retest. So stability or test retest reliability evaluate the consistency of results over time. So it involves administering the same test to the same group of individual on two separate accusation and checking if their score remain um, relatively consistent. So this reliability type is essential when assessing traits or characteristics that are expected to remain stable over time, so such as intelligence or certain personality traits. So the third one is alternate or equivalent form. So alternate is equivalent form reliability assesses the consistency of results among different version or forms of a test. So this particularly useful when researchers want to ensure that different versions of a test are interchangeable and measure the same construct. So for instance, if a psychology test has two different version alternate form reliability will examine whether individuals um, perform similarly on both versions, indicating that the forms are equivalent. So, in these three types of reliability evidence provide a comprehensive framework or ensuring the dependability and the consistency of assessment instruments rather. So, internal consistency ensure coherence within a test. Stability checks reliability over time. So, and alternate equivalent forms reliability ensures consistency across different versions. So, each type plays a crucial role in establishing the overall reliability of an assessment tool. Now let's explore the methods of testing reliability, focusing on equivalent forms, test-retest, Coder-Richardson method, split-half method, and lastly, iterator method. So first, equivalent forms. So equivalent forms, also known as a alternate forms, involves administering two versions of the same test in succession. So this method aims to ensure that both forms of the test are equivalent in terms of content and difficulty. So by comparing scores between the two forms, researchers can assess the stability and consistency of the test across different versions. So the second one is test retest method. So test retest method reliability involves administering the same test to the same group of individuals on two separate occasions. So this method assesses the stability of the test by checking if individual scores remain consistent over time. So in this particularly useful for measuring traits or characteristics that are expected to remain relatively stable, such as intelligence or certain personality traits. These three tests with equivalent forms. So this method combines aspects of established stability and alternate forms reliability. So it involves administering two different forms of a test to the same group with a increased time interval between the tests. So this approach allows researchers to examine both the stability of scores over time and equivalence of different forms. Now let's move to Coder-Richardson method and coefficient alpha. So the Coder-Richardson method and coefficient alpha are used for assessing internal consistency. So internal consistency focuses on the coherence of items within a single test. So this method involves giving the test once and applying a formula um, to measure how consistency items on the test are measuring the same construct. Now let's move to split half method. So the split half methods assessing internal consistency by dividing a single test into two halves. So the Spearman Brown formula is often applied to estimate the reliability of the full test based on the correlation between the two halves. This two halves. So this method provides insights into the consistency of the test items. So lastly, iterator method. So the iterator method is employed for tasks involving subjective judgment and multiple raters. So it assesses the consistency of rating among different individuals evaluating the same performance or behavior. This method is crucial in ensuring reliability when human judgment is involved in the assessment. So these reliability testing methods offer diverse approaches to ensure the dependability and consistency of assessment instrument catering to various types of tests and research scenarios. So now let's move on to reliability coefficients. The reliability coefficients serve as a crucial metric in the realm of assessment and testing, offering insight into the consistency and dependability of test scores. So now let's explore some key points about the reliability coefficient. So first, we have here a range of reliability coefficients. So the reliability coefficient is a numerical measure that falls within the range of 0 to 1. So this scale represents the degree of reliability associated with the test scores. So the second one is acceptable range value. So an acceptable range value for the reliability coefficient is typically considered to be 0.60 or higher. When the coefficient surpasses these thresholds, it indicates a higher level of reliability. So the third one we have here higher reliability. So same measurements. A fundamental principle is the higher reliability suggests that the test items are constantly measuring the same underlying construct. So in other words, a reliable test is one where the scores are less influenced by measurement errors. So providing a more accurate reflection of the intended trait or ability. So lastly, we have here amount of error associated. So the reliability coefficient serve as a gauge of the amount of error associated with the test score. So lower reliability coefficient lower reliability coefficients suggest a greater degree of variability in scores, indicating a less dependable measure. So, the reliability coefficient encapsulates the reliability of test scores, offering a numerical indicator of the consistency and accuracy of the measurement process. That's all for my topic. I hope you learned something from it. So thank you so much.